This project, I found 3 8x8 nativity cutouts up at Walmart for $5.98 each. I sprayed 2 of them with the gold metallic spray paint. After that had dried, I took UV resin and went over all the areas that I wanted glitter on. I put the UV resin on, I sprinkled the glitter on, and then I put the UV light over it. And at first I was really worried that the UV light was not going to penetrate the glitter, but it worked just fine. And then I went ahead and finished all the figures in the exact same manner: UV resin, glitter, and UV light. And later on I'm going to show you a different way to do it with glue if you don't want to use the UV resin for the beginning of this. Next, I shook all the glitter off of the ornament, and I had something called Easy Liner. It's a laminate clear paper that is actually 1 foot by 36 feet, and I cut a square out of it, and I placed the wood cutout right on top of it. But I ended up flipping it over and really working on it for at least 5 minutes, trying to make sure that everything was sealed, because I'm going to pour resin on the other side and I do not want it running out. And boy, was that hard to do. I had to keep on doing it. And I think on this first one, I ended up, there was one edge that I didn't think was sealed real good, so I took UV resin and actually went along that area there and sealed it with the UV resin. And what I'm wondering is, I wonder if we couldn't take Clear Elmer's glue and just go all the way around the edge and seal it, let it dry overnight, and then pour the resin the next day, because that it was really hard to get a tight seal. Like, it seemed like it was sealing all the way around, but that there was always one area that there was a little bubble where I couldn't get it to lay flat. So anyway, this was my solution. I put the UV resin on it and the UV light. But I don't know why it wouldn't work with Elmer's glue if you put a big good glob of it all the way around and just let it dry overnight. But anyway, so next I mixed up my resin. The resin I'm using for this project is Let's Resin Resin. It's a 1-to-1 ratio resin that you mix slowly in a cup for 3 minutes, scraping the sides, scraping the bottom. Within this resin, I did mix up some black chunky glitter and some silver chunky glitter. And honestly, for this, I didn't end up mixing up enough, and the next morning I just thought it was too thin, and I ended up putting a couple more ounces of clear resin over it. Just so you know, I think it takes a good 5 ounces of resin for this particular one. And in a couple minutes you'll see me coming back, and I do add more glitter to it. I just didn't think this was enough. So this is black and silver glitter, and then I go ahead and I add some more blue and silver glitter and make it, I don't want to make it totally opaque because I want to put some lights behind this, but I do want it filled in. I just want to show you this real quick. I got this Let's Resin leveling table with a bubble in the middle that shows you that you're level, and you adjust it with the feet, the 4 feet that are on there. And if you're wondering what my project is sitting on, I forgot to show it to you at the very beginning of the video. I can leave my projects on top of the table to cure instead of putting them on the floor because my table is so unlevel. So next I took my other wood ornament that is sprayed with the gold, also the gold metallic spray paint, and this time instead of using the Easy Liner, I'm using something called resin tape. I want to try this and see how it works. This is a little trickier because it's long strips and it doesn't cover the whole thing at once, so you have to worry about leaks not only around the edges but in between. And just so you know, I got this whole thing on, and then I realized I didn't put the glitter on the front yet, and I didn't want all the mess sticking to the tape that I had there, so I ended up pulling it all off in one piece. For the front of this one, I pretty much did it the same way as I did the front of the other one, putting the UV resin on, putting the glitter on top of it. is all pretty much the same, except for I wanted to show you another way to do it, and it's not as messy and you don't end up getting the glitter all over, is if you put some UV resin in a little cup and then mix the glitter in with the UV resin and then pour it onto the figures. And then that's how I did the rest of the ornament, by mixing the glitter into the UV resin. And it gives it a little bit of a different look, but it still works out fine and it still looks sparkly. I'm just showing you how you can pop the resin out of the little cup once it's cured, and you can reuse it. And here I am just shaking off all the glitter and getting ready for the next step. And then I go ahead and flip it over, and that tape that I had put on it before, that I had taken all off in one piece, that was multiple strips, I put that back on the back and push it all down, trying to make sure it's all secure so we don't have any resin leaks. Then I take ASHLAND decorative filler. This is called Yellow, and it's only out at the holidays. It's what I use for the gingerbread men. To me it looks gold, but it is not the gold reflective glass. It's actually called Yellow, and I just think it's so pretty. And I went ahead and sprinkled that right down on top of the tape, and then I also took some glitter and sprinkled that on top of the glass. And then I took my resin again and just drizzled it all over everything, and I had mixed up 5 ounces of resin and just went ahead and made sure everything was covered really well. Cleaned it up, and then I moved on to the next project. So the third one that I bought, and again, these are all from Walmart. They were only $5.98, really good deal. So the next one is the one that I had actually stained. And if you've never stained anything, it is so easy. You just wipe it on and wipe it off and let it dry. If you need it a little bit darker, give it a second coat and let it dry again. It's really easy to do. Then when that was dry, I decided to do it a different way. For those of you who don't want to use UV resin, I just mixed some clear Elmer's glue. I made it really, really thick, and I just went over the project with that. And this was a little more time consuming, and if I had to do it again, I would just paint it with the clear Elmer's glue real quick and sprinkle the glitter on top. And I think that would give you the same effect, because after it was done, I'm going to show you in a minute, but after it was done and it had dried, the bubbles kind of rose to the top and it left a little bubbly effect on top, and I didn't like it. So I just went ahead and repainted it with the, I left everything on as it was, but then I put a little more of the clear Elmer's glue on it and put some sprinkles back on it again, some glitter back on it again, and it turned out perfect. So once that was all dry, I used that easy liner again and cut a square out of it and put that on the back. I thought that was a little bit easier to use. I'm not sure which is more foolproof, but I was able to get this pretty flat on that. And then I mixed up my resin again. I put a little bit of blue mica powder in it. I did not want it opaque. Again, I was planning on putting lights behind all of these. And so I just put a little bit of blue mica powder in it, mixed it up, and then poured that in. And then I took some different glitters and put it in. And I'm using this, oh gosh, I'm trying to remember a pipette, that's what you call it. This pipette, and sucking up some of the resin and putting it up around where the letters are, where the resin doesn't actually seep under the letters, so you have to put the resin in there by yourself. But I think it's a little bit easier just to spoon it in with a spoon than using that pipette. But the pipette is good to get into really small areas. And then here I am putting some glitter on. I kind of messed up. I wanted it to go on evenly, but it didn't work that way. And then some silver glitter, and I did use the kitchen torch for that one because I could see the bubbles, whereas with all that glitter on the other ones you really couldn't see any bubbles, and I didn't need to use it. Hey everyone, so I think these turned out so pretty, so sparkly. This one was a little bit plainer than the other ones, but I think, I don't know which one I like best, but this was so easy. Just stain the wood and just put the, so this way I was showing you how to do it with Elmer's glues for those of you who don't want to use UV resin or who don't use UV resin. And I actually mixed the Elmer's glue with the glitter, but once it dried, it kind of left bubbles and I didn't like the way it looked. So I just painted a little more of the clear Elmer's glue and just sprinkled the glitter on, which is what you could do to begin with for all those. It would be a lot easier. So anyway, so this is just resin, lightly tinted resin. And the reason I wanted it to be translucent was I was planning on putting lights behind it. But I put lights behind this one and I don't really like the way it looks. So this is it without the lights, and I'll pick it up in just a minute. I'll show you. And this is it with the light on. So I got these fairy lights from Five Below, and I didn't realize how long they were. Look at, it was like an adventure trying to get them undone. Look at this on the back. It's like 100 feet. I think it was 75. I don't know how long it was. It was a lot. But anyway, it took a while, and I just taped it on the back. But like I said, I think you can see it better without the lights on, can't you? So I think that is so sparkly and pretty. And this is just the resin and glitter. And then this front part was done with the UV resin and glitter. And you can do it one of two ways: mix it in the UV resin or paint the UV resin on and sprinkle the glitter on. It's probably less messy if you mix it in the resin and put it on, but it just depends on what you like. So that's the glitter and resin. And that has lights on the back. And then this last one had glass, resin, and glitter. And I really like this one. Isn't that pretty? So they all turned out really good. I have a shepherd's hook, which you could use, but this one is just too short. You could kind of put it on display, but see how it's just a little bit short. It needs to be a couple inches longer. So I'm looking for something on Amazon. I'll try to post a picture of it, but I thought that would be so cute hanging on there like that. And so for two of them, on the back of them, I used this, which is Easy Liner. And this is 1 foot by 30 feet, I think. Yeah. And it was 1 foot by 36 feet, and it was about $10. The only thing with that is it kind of left a little sticky backing on it, and I had to clean it. I actually cleaned it off with the razor blade. I tried doing some alcohol, and then I tried that Gooby Gone, but the best thing was I just had to go over it twice with the razor blade real quick, and it come right off. So I'm not sure what the deal with that is. So that was $10, and then the other one that leaked a little bit was the resin tape, which is 2 inches by about 100 feet. So you still get more with the Easy Liner for the price, and this is about $10. Now this resin tape is used a lot with jewelry. They put, you have a little bevel for the jewelry, you set it on top of the tape, and then you put the UV resin in it. That's what that's used a lot for, but it worked good for this too. It just leaked. I needed to really push it down, but it still worked out fine. Anyway, so that's that. And then I showed you the lights. These were the fairy lights, $5. Oh, 70 count fairy lights, not 70 feet. It's 25 feet. Oh, it was an adventure trying to get it undone. And then my favorite thing, I got this resin leveling table from Let's Resin. And so now I don't have to put my stuff on the floor anymore. So if any of you have been watching me for a while, when I do my projects, I do it on the table, but my table isn't level, and you'll see my stuff that I put on kind of sliding to the side. And so when I'm all done setting it up and getting rid of the bubbles, I pick it up and I put it on the floor because my floors are level, at least I think they are. And so anyway, this is great. And of course I didn't read the instructions, and here I was using my level to level it out and everything, but it has that, see that little yellow dot, it is a bubble in the middle, and it tells you when it's level, so you just adjust the feet. So anyway, this is great. I'll put a link for it in the video and a discount code if anybody's interested or has unlevel tables like me. So anyway, I just think these turned out so cute. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. That really helps the channel. If you enjoyed the channel, go ahead and subscribe. I think you have to hit the bell or something, and then you're notified when a new video comes out. We have the Facebook page going. That's going really good. A lot of people posting their art, a great place to ask questions. Everybody gets such good advice. And I hope you all have a great day. Thanks for watching.